Welcome back. And now we're going to pick up where we left off and talk more about coding reimbursement. And again, these official guidelines for coding, much like in the same way we have coding guidelines that are published and put on the web every year, we have new coding guidelines for CPT that's pushed out by the American Medical Association. HCPCS Level 2 was created in 1983, and these were national codes developed by CMS. They're alphanumeric, and these are supplies and services that aren't necessarily included in CPT. These are things like drugs, durable medical equipment, supplies. And you can see some examples of them here. And notice how they're alphanumeric, all of them 5 characters, and so on. And if you need HCPCS coding advice, you can contact the American Hospital Association. They have a central office. And again, this is another thing, just like ICD-10 and ICD-10 PCS, that they have Coded Clinic, which is put out quarterly, where they answer certain coding questions. And only things that are covered in the official guidelines for HCPCS Level 2 reporting are coverage determinations by CMS and the Medicare Administrative Contractors, the MACs, if we will. With facility coding, in other words, if somebody comes into a hospital setting, right, we code the diagnosis and procedure codes for the facility claim. Again, just to reemphasize, there are facility charges for the hospital or ambulatory surgery center, whatever it is, right? And then there are pro fee coding, right? And again, this is kind of spelled out in figure 10.2 in your text. Professional coding, or as some call it pro fee, is diagnosis and procedure codes for the physician claims, right? So you need people that are well-versed in just not only diagnosis coding, but the HCPCS. And they link the diagnosis codes to associated HCPCS codes in order to establish medical necessity. A long time ago, when we had strictly paper records, there was always debate whether these procedures were needed, right? Now, of course, with electronic health records, and what they were needed for. Now, of course, with electronic health record systems like Cerner, Epic, what have you, people have to grid and match these procedures to an existing diagnosis code. With single path coding, we have one coding professional who assigns the codes that are assigned for both facility and the professional codes. And so again, what's the benefit? Again, the benefit is you eliminate dual coding. People have what they encounter in front of them. It's considered in some ways more efficient to just code it while you have it in front of you. And that's all I have for you. We'll see you online. Please stop by office hours if you have any questions about this material. Bye now.